Hello YouTube, it is I, the Master of Metroids, and I have a brick. Actually, it's a Game Boy, but it's known as a brick because it is very much the size of a brick. This came out in 1989, um, and it has gone on to become, along with its successors like the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, to become one of the most, if not the most, successful game systems of all time. So this will start it all. The first Game Boy. I'm not gonna show you any footage of the Game Boy just because it's really hard to get a picture, and the only reason that I've been able to do any videos relating to the Pokemon Mini is because I had the screen like right next to the camera. So I'm just gonna show you the hardware itself. The Game Boy has a D-pad and A and B buttons like the NES. So it was basically a portable NES. Now this wire here is my AC power source, and the way that I got it was actually pretty interesting. I went to a used game store and found this along with a bunch of wires, including the AC adapter, some manuals, and a case for $15. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take it because I'd never seen a Game Boy in this condition before. Um, and then I was so excited when I got home. I tried to turn it on and it wouldn't. I couldn't turn it on. So I was bummed. But then I opened it and played around with the screen. Like inside of the Game Boy, there's this cable that hooks up to. How do I put this? The Game Boy is divided into two different halves, and one wire connects the two halves. That wire was out of place, so I was playing around with it, and then I got to work finally. But then I put in the D-pad backwards, which required me to open it again and put it in the right way. And now the problem is that I don't have a way to put batteries in it because you know how when you put batteries in something for a really long time, then this stuff comes out. It's green. The battery leaks, to put it simply. And the Game Boy has that problem. I can't use batteries with it. I have to use this AC adapter if I want to play it. Um, Now onto the hardware. I'm not gonna show you any games because, like I said, it's gonna be too hard to capture it on screen. Maybe later. Maybe some other day. Um, on the bottom of the Game Boy, there's this headphone socket, which does work. I've used it. The back of the Game Boy, like I said, battery problems. You can kind of see it. It's right there. I can't use batteries with this because that residue. I'm hoping that's the problem, anyways. Um, Letters that nobody reads. The cartridge. Right now, I have this game, Super Mario Land. The top of the Game Boy has the on switch, which I want to point out. If you turn it on, this tab comes out, so you can't take out the game. I've never seen this in any other Game Boy, not Advance, not Color, not anything, and I think it's just ingenious, really. On the side of the Game Boy, the right side anyways, there is an EXT port for the link cable and volume control. And on the left side, there is the AC power source, which this cable goes in there, and the contrast, which is used for, like, say that you're playing in direct sunlight, you're probably gonna want to use like low contrast, but if playing in the dark, you're gonna want to use high contrast. It just makes things either lighter or darker. And then obviously there's the face buttons, A, B, D-pad, select start. The screen says dot matrix with stereo sound. That sounds pretty cool. And there's a battery indicator light which turns on when there's enough battery. And you can't see what's on the screen right now. It says Nintendo. and now it has the title screen for Super Mario Land. But like I said, I'm not gonna show you guys that. Um, Overall, the Game Boy is a really good system to have, just because it's so retro. I mean, you can't get much more retro than this besides Game & Watch, and it just feels nice. Honestly, it has some weight to it, which is a bad thing, but also a good thing if you're an optimist. It doesn't. Um, how do I put this? Your fingers don't touch each other on the when you're holding it. They're like this. It's more comfortable, to put it bluntly. Um, think of a controller today, a real dedicated gaming controller. Think of that. Um, oh yeah, the speakers are down here. They're speakers. They have this like buzzing noise. I meant when you listen to the Game Boy, but what are you gonna do about that? Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you liked this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't, then don't. But I'll see you guys next time.